All right, guys, it's VR Sweeney from Zombies Are Real, and I got caught up in another international movie film. This is my slow jam. I'm sorry, I am not sorry. I cannot help it. This is the type of movie that draws me in at night. I don't know what it is. And I'm going to say something that is so horrible. And I don't want to be judged because I think if you're a true horror fan, you're going to get what I'm about to say. And I was thinking about saying this, and then I said to myself, I am crazy that I feel this way. And international horror films harm young children, and they're not afraid to just go all out and do like there's no cut scenes is what I'm trying to say. Like in an international horror movie, it's no holds bar is what I'm trying to say. And in America, little Johnny gets dragged under the bed and you assume what's going on, but you don't really know what's going on. International horror films, oh no, they're going to tell you what's going on and they're not cutting away, and we're going to see everything that's going down with little Johnny. And I don't know if that makes me a bad person, that I appreciate the fact that there's no holds bar with those type of movies. But listen, if this is a horror movie channel and you're watching or listening to this channel, then I have to assume that you are my people and you understand where I'm coming from. And like I said, I created this space because all my friends, I can't say something like that to my friend. I can't be getting a manicure with my friend and being like, wasn't that scene great when that witch sucked the life out of that child? I mean, I would be institutionalized amongst my people if I said that in real life. So here we are. That's why I did this channel, and that's why I haven't even told anybody in my real space about this channel, because it's not for them, it's for you and me. Okay, so let's talk about the movie I saw yesterday. I saw a hard named movie, and I'm not going to say it a lot. It's called, are we ready? I'm going to read it. Kuntilanak, or Kuntilanak, or Kuntilanak. That's the same way as the second time I said it, but that's what I saw. It's an Indonesian film, and I actually looked up the history of it because I knew when there was a scene in the movie that there was a little boy reading some mythology book, and it was all about this bad spirit. And when I said to myself, this is real. This is a real myth that exists in their culture. So of course I am one of these people that likes to learn about other people's cultures. And so as soon as the movie was over, I jumped online and I did a little research, and lo and behold, this myth, ghost, spirit, demon, however you want to name her, she exists. And the whole story about her is, which is different from the 2018 version of Netflix slightly, she had a horrible death, and she lost her baby. She wasn't able to have children, is the story. She wasn't a mother, and she suffered a horrible death, is something along the lines of what they were saying. So she had such a horrible death and such a confusion in her life that's why she's still stuck here in Earth, because she's so traumatized from what had happened to her that she's unable to move on. Okay, so that's why she's still here. Now, in the myth, from the folklore, I guess, from what I looked up, is she really goes after men, according to the folklore. So she goes after men, and she tries to seduce them. She's almost like a siren, I guess, if we had to equate her to something that or a siren, but there's another, oh gosh, it's at the tip of my tongue. I can't remember what it is, but an incubus. It's something along those lines too, right? Like she seduces the men, and she wants to be with them. And then I think she ends up mutilating them in a not so nice way, is how she ends up killing these men. But in the movie, in the Netflix movie, and also the spirit also is trying to replace the baby that she's lost, which is according to myth. In the movie, we focus only on the replacing of the baby. There's no focus of the men angle at all. So I like this movie because it really it felt to me like when I guess from the 90s, and then also from this 2017, but where you're following the 5 kids that are the misfits, so to speak. And in this movie, they weren't misfits. They were children that were from an orphanage that came together, adopted under a mother. And that's sort of how they represented the misfits for me. They were misplaced, and now they came together as one. They became a family. Under this circumstance, made them a family. So to me, it felt very much like it. And growing up, that was my absolute favorite horror movie ever. And so I kind of like that. I liked following. The movie followed the children trying to defeat, I'm going to have to look at this word, Kuntilanak. I can't say it. And I'm just going to call her the ghostly spirit, okay? So I like that it was under the power of the children to defeat this woman. And meanwhile, she only wanted to harm the children. So it was very brave of them to go after her. So I thought that was great. But I'm not going to make this a 50-minute long, conversation as I normally do, because I can just keep talking and talking and talking. I know that. But there was a few parts of the movie that I really enjoyed, and some that I thought was absolutely crazy. So the whole beginning of the movie begins and starts off with the fact that you see that there's a mirror that houses the spirit. And there's 2 different ways that the spirit can be housed that we learned early on. I unfortunately, I forgot the first way. It was like something like in a tree or something. I can't remember what it was. But the second way is in a mirror. And so the kids figured it out. They're like, okay, she's in the mirror. But this mirror was brought into this house by a boyfriend, an older boyfriend. And he was like, oh, hey, babe, I know your aunt is looking for a mirror. I found this mirror on the side of the road. But meanwhile, he found it in front of a allegedly haunted house. Why would you take anything that's from an allegedly haunted house? But let's move on from that concept. He takes the mirror. It's not even a nice looking mirror. There is a goblin head on the top of this mirror. Now I'm sitting back and I'm saying to myself, okay, as an American, I don't find that beautiful, but maybe I'm not understanding that decor or that sort of like vibe is something that is put in people's houses in Indonesia. I don't know. Like maybe that's what's going on over there and I'm just not aware of it. So I said to myself, I don't find that beautiful. I wouldn't have picked that up, but maybe that is something that they celebrate. Maybe that image is something that they celebrate. And so I rolled with it. I said, okay, so he's not afraid of this mirror for some really odd reason. It looks like a goblin. Why would I put a goblin in my dining room? I don't understand. But he wants to put the goblin in the bedroom. Or it was in her bedroom. So that was just so bizarre to me. So and the mirror's filthy. I mean, I just would never pick up something on the side of the road. Filthy, disgusting with a goblin on the head. I mean, I would not go, this is a great gift. Who would do that? I'm not sure. This man did that. So we start off and we take this ride. Children are getting taken. Children are getting taken, and eventually some of the children within the family have been taken. And here's what I thought was so scary about the movie. And when I say scary, I mean unfair. Because a lot of horror movies, things happen because you choose them to happen or you make a bad decision, right? This movie, I didn't think it was fair to the victims because the spirit presented herself as the mother figure of whoever the child was. If the mother was dead, if the mother was on a long vacation, she presented herself as who the child wanted to see most. So in one case, the child saw a mother who was dead. And he said, oh, I'm so happy to see you. I've missed you so much, Mom. And the spirit said to the child, I missed you too, honey. Do you want to come with me? Of course the child is going to say, yes, I want to come with you. You're dead. I missed you. I love you. He doesn't understand that this isn't real. And so all she said is, do you want to come with me? And that was enough of a contract for him to hand over his soul. I thought that was a little sneaky. Like, normally it's like if a devil or somebody is going to do that agreement with you, it's understood. Like this is a deal. You want riches. You want to get back at that person who ruined your life. You want to cure your son's cancer. I could do that, but you have to give me your soul. Agreement, understood. I'm making this deal with you. This is a pact. I see that door. That door is burning up in red and it's on fire. If I go through that door, I know what's going to happen once I go through that door. I choose to go through that door. A lot of those type of stories, it's like we as humans make these mistakes, right? We choose to do these stupid things, and then that's how it happens to us in supernatural movies. I'm not talking about Crazy Neighbor or Jason, that he just wants to kill anybody. I'm not talking about those type of movies. I'm talking about in supernatural movies, it's always a choice. You played the Ouija board. You opened the box. You willingly did something to begin this transaction. And in this movie, it wasn't like that. It was a trick. And I didn't think I didn't like really love that. I have to be honest with you. I was just like, that's not fair. And plus they're children. They're children and you're doing that to them. So one child, unfortunately, the one that had the dead mother, he died immediately. He died. We saw him lose everything. He was turned, his eyes became white, and he was gone. He was a goner. And then in the second time, there was another child whose mother was just on vacation. And she sat on the bed in form of the mother, and she said, "Would you like to come with me?" And she said, "Yes, of course I would like to come with you." And again, it was a trick. So I didn't love those parts. But I will say the kids were amazing. I loved the children. I always love watching kids in movies. And these kids, I really hope that I don't know how I will see more of them, and I am at the mercy of Netflix, whatever they choose to put on their on their programming. But I really loved some of them. There was 3 or 4 of them, actually all of them. There was only 5, I think. They were all so great to watch, and they had a great rapport with each other, and they had really fun energy. And they led the whole movie. There wasn't a lot of adult interaction besides the actual spirit. So in the end, the girl who you felt was the weakest and you felt was most confused and most sad about her situation, and she didn't think that she was ever going to understand the thought of family as an orphan, she found her family and she found her strength, and she found that she could have power over the switch because she had it in her. And again, that was a nice ending. I actually ended up watching half of it with my children. My children came into the living room towards the tail end of the movie, and they stayed. And it wasn't so scary. Like for the first 45 minutes of the movie, I knew that it really wasn't a very scary movie. So I didn't shoo them away. I just said, okay, I'll tell you when the witch is coming on. I have a little one. So I said, whenever the witch is coming on, I'll close your eyes, because the rest of it was just it wasn't a scary movie, but I thought it was a good ride. And like I said, when I watch movies at home, when I'm watching movies at home in my house, I have a different standard than when I'm paying to go into the movie theater. And I watch a movie every single night. So I have to consume an awful lot of media for my life, just from the way that I live. This is how I go to sleep at night. I sort of like unwind with horror, which is so crazy, but I do. And so at night, I just sort of look through and try to see something that I haven't seen before. And you get to the point where you literally have to watch everything. And that's why I don't mind jumping into international. I actually really enjoy seeing things that we would never see over here. Like I said, it's a whole different angle, and I encourage you to do that as well. This one did not have English dubbing language. You have to read the subtitles, but I don't mind that either. I usually read subtitles anyway. So that's it. That's my quick quote unquote review for, I'm going to say it. Are we ready? Everyone back up. I'm going to say it. Kuntilanak. I know that's not right. I'm sorry. I'm not good with those big words. It's one of my favorite countries, I have to also say. I like Korea. I do like Korea. Korea can also get a little funny too. They have a good sense of humor. But I tend to watch a lot of Indonesia. I don't know why. Okay, so that's it, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are below if you like this movie or not. And until next time.